Irish eyes were not smiling on Saturday night. Why? Well, they can only count to 10. That and much more on the Football Takeover YouTube show. Let's go. Everybody, I'm John Harris, owner founder of footballtakeover.com, and also the owner and originator of this YouTube page in this show. It's our 22nd episode of the show, and I appreciate you being with me. We got a lot to do. My daughter's going to stop by for tea with MG, and it gets a little sideways. Plus, there's a little cheating going on, and we'll find out what that means a little later. We also, oh boy, I haven't done this in a while, but this weekend, there were some coaches that had me scratching my head. So we got a little, what the coach was that? On the show. And I've got 4 coaches that we're going to put in the crosshairs. But we got to start with our cover three of the hottest topics. And of course, coming out of the weekend, you know, college football, NFL, we're the hottest. So let's start at number 3. It was not the prettiest game in South Bend, but the ending was exciting, at least. And Kyle McCord, quarterback of Ohio State, got it done, moving the Buckeyes down by 4, 14-10, all the way down to the 1-yard line. Chip Trainum then ran it in from there with 1 second on the clock. Ohio State escapes with a 17-14 victory. It was not the prettiest game, like I said. Defensive effort on both sides. Offense is kind of bogged down, but in the second half, Notre Dame really got rolling with the run game. Joe Alt, Blake Fisher on the offensive line. I'm going to do some put the film on bro a little later. This week, next week of those two, they were incredible. But Notre Dame could not put Ohio State away. Number of conversions on a final drive by McCord, including one down to the 1-yard line on a throw to Emeka Egbuka. That was just amazing. And I'm not sure what Notre Dame was doing. Trainum scored a couple plays later. Ohio State stays undefeated. Notre Dame takes an L and goes to Duke and takes on the plucky little Blue Devils. What a game it was, though, for number 3. Wow, tremendous game in college football. There were some other college football games that really kind of resonated. Obviously, Oregon hammered Colorado. Hammered them. And Dan Lanning did not let up. Did not. Texas beat up Baylor. Florida State had an all-timer at Clemson. Didn't even play all that well. In fact, Clemson, you could say, handed them a game, missed a field goal, made a ton of mistakes. But FSU took advantage. FSU is now beating LSU in Orlando and Clemson at Clemson. Florida State's on a collision course with the playoff right now. Jim Harbaugh is back, but the biggest story was Ohio State beating Notre Dame in South Bend with 1 second left in the game. All right, let's get to number 2. And it's the Miami Dolphins offense, maybe the story of the year thus far through 3 weeks of the NFL. They put up, stay with me now, 70 on the Denver Broncos. Not 70 yards, 70 points. The 3rd highest total in a regular season game all time. All time. 726 yards. They went over 300 rushing, over 300 passing. The Broncos, I don't even know what to say. The Broncos looked like an absolute disaster. Yeah, Mike McDaniel was in his bag, but that was a joke what the Broncos put out on that field on Sunday. It was a joke, the effort they put forth. Even Mike White came in and threw a 68-yard bomb to Robbie Chosen to give them 70. Chosen said after the game, yeah, we should have just gone for 100. They probably should have. But they held back and left it at 70. 70-20. Garrett Bowles, after the game, was in near tears in the locker room, saying he had been there 7 years and all he's done is lost games. And Sean Payton, well, he got a little testy with reporters. What's the question? I could have put him in the what the coach was at, but decided not to. But the Dolphins are the story. I haven't seen anybody stop them. I saw them this summer, and I thought, man, they could be pretty good. They could be really good. At that time, Jalen Waddle was not practicing, and Jalen Waddle didn't even play in the game. The Dolphins are scary good. I thought they were very good. They're scary good. And I'm not sure who exactly stops them, but I believe it's the Bills they're playing in week 4. And that could be fun. That could be very fun. Yep, it's the Bills, and it's up in Buffalo. Ooh, man, that is going to be must-see. But I'm not really caring about it because we got the Steelers coming to town. So we'll talk about that later. But number 2, the Dolphins put up a 70-burger on Sean Payton and the Broncos. Welcome back, Coach Payton. Can't wait to hear your discussions with Colin Cowherd. And number 1, Sunday Night Football is typically number 1. And the Steelers held off the Raiders. And we got a little what the coach is at for this one. But the Steelers get it done. And look, with them, it's never sexy. They just beat everybody up. And you either succumb to the physical pressure or you score more than they do and not make as many mistakes on offense. And the Raiders made a few here or there. And they made one, I felt like, late in the game that probably cost them. And we'll get to that in a little bit in our What the Coach Was That. But Steelers beat Raiders 23-18 out in Las Vegas. That makes a Monday night win over the Browns at home. Flew out to Las Vegas, knocked them off on Sunday Night Football. But on the way back, they had a plane issue. They had to stop in Kansas City. They didn't get on another plane until early Monday morning. Not able to get back until, I guess, Monday morning sometime into Pittsburgh. So that slowed their preparation down a little bit. And then they've got to fly to face us on Sunday. We'll see what ends up happening. But Steelers have gotten 2 Monday night and Sunday night, 2 night battles, primetime battles that they have won. One at home, one on the road. And now they got to tangle with C.J. Stroud and us next week. Ooh. On J.J. Watt Day, no less, to kick off the start of the month of November. All right, there's your cover 3. 3 of the, 3 hottest stories, I guess, that are going on for these. These were 3 games that took place this weekend. Now, let's get to my favorite segment that I love to do. Well, it's my second favorite. And it'll be actually my second favorite on the show. Because my favorite is when my daughter joins me. We'll have that in a little bit. I call this segment, What the Coach Was That? And I feature coaches that, you know what? When a dog sees something or hears something that's a little odd, you go, huh? This is kind of that segment. What the coach was that? Like, what is he doing? All right, let's start with Marcus Freeman from Notre Dame. Now, take a look at this picture. Now, I want you to count how many Notre Dame Fighting Irish are on the field. Yeah, there's 10. You could look at this. I was watching this in a hotel room in Jacksonville, Florida, going, wait a second. There's nobody on the right side. Run the ball to the left, Ohio State. And they did. Why was there nobody there? Well, because Notre Dame had 10 guys in the field. Marcus Freeman explained later on that, well, we didn't have a timeout and we didn't want to give a penalty. He's had a couple of different explanations. But they were already at a 1-yard line. If you got a penalty, it would move to the half-yard line. But you would at least have 11 guys in the field. And lo and behold, it wasn't just the last play. It was the last 2 plays. They didn't have an 11th player on the field. Now, I've been there in endgame situations. It's chaotic. It's wild. You have everybody yelling and screaming. It's stressful. You got this. They came out of a timeout with 10 players. What the coach was that? All right, let's go next to Raiders coach Josh McDaniels. Now, the Raiders have talent. They're not a top 10, top 12 team in the league, but they've got some talent. They trailed 23-15 with 3.5 minutes left in the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday night. They had all 3 timeouts. Kicked the field goal. Daniel Carlson kicked the field goal. Now, keep in mind, they're down 8. So a touch and a 2. 1 possession. So he kicked the field goal. That was going to cut it to 5. So they had already in their minds thought, look, we got our 3 timeouts. There's 3:31 on the clock. We got to go. We got to kick the 3 because we can get it back and then go down and score a touch at that point and win the game. We don't have to just get a touch in it 2. But they take the penalty on 4th down. It gives them a 1st down. Now, if you decide at that point to take the 3 points off the clock, to me, unless something crazy happens and you end up 4th and 34, because of sacks and penalties or whatever, you're going all in to go get the 8 at that point, right? Well, about a minute later, the Raiders are stopped. It's 4th and about 5, I believe. They go to kick the field goal. So now they had the field goal made earlier. They would have had 3:31 on the clock and all 3 timeouts. Instead, they run more plays. They burn a minute off the clock. They still have their timeouts, but now they're down to 2:20-something on the clock, and they're still at the same point. Made no sense. Once you took the 3 off the board and you got the first down, unless something crazy happened, you needed to go for 8 right there. And the Raiders didn't have anything crazy happen. And they kicked the field goal instead. What? That math doesn't work. That math doesn't work. You got the 4th and 5 or whatever it was at the end of the game. You go for it. Because if you miss it, they get the ball, you're still down 8. It's still 1 score. But why burn that minute of time and just take what you could have had with more time on the clock? What happens? Pittsburgh takes the ball. They burn clock. The Raiders get it with 12 seconds left, down by 5. Well, now what happens if they had it with 1:12, down by 5? Maybe you even get a legit Hail Mary off at that point. What the coach was at. And I'm going to finish with the dynamic duo that met on Sunday in Minneapolis. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell, and we'll get to him in a second, and Chargers coach Brandon Staley. Here's the sitch. 28-24, Chargers are ahead. Chargers have the ball around their 30-yard line-ish. 4th and 1. At the time, the percentage chance of winning the game was like 82% for the Chargers. And somehow, through analytics calculations, a first down would have given them an 89% chance of winning the game. Now, if you know anything about Brandon Staley and you know anything about the Chargers, you know that they are a go for it on 4th down. They believe in the analytics. I mean, that's just what they do. That's how they're going to go about it. So they decide to go for it. And I'm watching thinking, nope, do not. They had the ball at their own 24. 4th and 1. 1:47 left in the game. And they got stuffed. They gave the ball back to the Vikings. Now, the Vikings did need to score a touchdown, so I guess you're believing in your offense. I guess. 1:47. Vikings have got to now move the ball only 24 yards and get a touchdown, and away you go. Well, they get a 4th down pass to TJ Hawkinson. That gave him 1st and goal at the 6 with 36 seconds left on the clock. 36 seconds. No timeouts. So Brandon Staley, you're off the clock for the time being. Kevin O'Connell, come on down. 36 seconds left. The next play wasn't run until there were 12 seconds left. The Vikings let 24 seconds run off the clock. Why? Because Kirk Cousins apparently couldn't hear the play call from Kevin O'Connell. Now, let me show you a little something. Let me see if this works. What's this mean? Spike the ball. What amazed me as I watched this, because we were in the studio this morning and Mark Vandermeer, the voice of the Texas, said to me, you got to see it, Mr. Clock Management. I like that. I'm Mr. Clock Management. So you got to see the way the Vikings-Chargers game. And I'm watching it. I fast forward to the end and I watch it. I'm appalled. Because, okay, the Vikings crowd's got it. They were excited about the TJ Hawkinson catch. and it was too loud for Cousins to hear. Now, okay. But you give the universal signal. But they didn't spike it. If you go up there and spike it, 30, if you hustle up, they were walking to the line. What were they doing? If they had gotten up to the line of scrimmage and spiked it, let's say within 8 seconds, there's 28 seconds left. You have 3 legitimate shots at the end zone. Now, some of you might argue that my point is moot because Cousins then threw an interception on the next play. I disagree. I feel like once the clock was running down, they were now forced to rush a bit. Cousins rushes the throw, and away you go. But they burned 24 seconds in between plays, down by 4, needing a touchdown. They needed every crack at the end zone, and they could have gotten 3 legitimate ones. Go up there, spike it. You got second, you got third, you got fourth down. But couldn't hear them. Couldn't hear them. Couldn't hear because of the crowd. Well, guess what? You have this symbol. Look over the sideline, can't hear you, and you see your coach giving you the spike signal. But instead, they somehow ran a play because Cousins went ahead and called the play at that point. Even if you don't, and if you don't know the play call, spike it. It's your best thing to do. Then you can at least, if you still can't hear him, you can run over there while the play clock's running down and get some semblance of a play. And then have 3 legit cracks at the end zone. Instead, you called a play that O'Connell didn't even call, which Kirk called it. Apparently later, that was the play both of them were on the same page with. But you would have 3 legit shots. Instead, you got 1, you threw an interception because you probably rushed it a little bit. And you had no business to be there. None. So Brandon Staley, 4th and 1 on your own 24. Punt the damn ball. No offense. But analytics with common sense make for a really interesting and unique and useful weapon. Analytics on their own suck. You're using common sense on its own sucks. Put them together. And Kevin O'Connell, don't give me this, the crowd was too loud. In the NFL, when all you do is try and figure out situational football, that you couldn't at that point gotten some message to your quarterback to spike the damn ball? And why weren't they running up to the line as it was? That was a complete spike the ball situation. What the coach was that? See, now I'm all fired up. But I'm going to calm down right now because joining us next is my favorite person, born in 2002. It's my daughter, Maye Garner. We call it Tea with MG. All right, it's time for, I say I have a lot of favorite segments, but I think this one is my absolute favorite because it is, well, yes, that voice you hear is my lovely daughter, and we call this segment Tea with MG. Greetings, young lady. How are you?
Cheers.
Cheers.
How are you? I missed you.
Cheers. Yes, I have missed you. It's been a little while.
You gotta drink it.
We were kind of like ships passing in the night, in some sense. When you were ready to record, I wasn't, and vice versa. But we finally got linked up for Tea with MG on this Monday night edition of the Football Takeover YouTube show. So you asked me, you wanted to be prepared, and you were like, "What do I need to know?" I was like, "Nothing. You don't need. This is putting you to the test. Okay, you put me to the test with terms." Filming terms. I'm going to give you a little football terms and questions. I have 5 questions for you. But before we get to those 5, to test your football knowledge, I need to know 2 things. Number 1, let's start with a serious one right off the bat. The writer's strike is nearing an end in LA. How do you feel about that?
I feel very positive. However, it is not finalized. They still need the SAG members to vote, and kind of contract like ratification process needs to happen, which in the past it's only taken a few days for that to be finalized. But technically we are still on strike, but I'm feeling positive.
Okay, what about the actors Is that the Actors Guild? Are they still on strike as well? Is there something coming down the pike too?
This was negotiations with the WGA. So for the writers, SAG, however, the actors they're still on strike. But
okay.
I foresee them following suit.
Okay.
And also negotiating.
Okay, good.
Because
so
why
breaking ice, what is it? Melting the ice or breaking the ice or whatever, but it's good. Okay.
Yes.
Here's the second. Here's the second one before we get to our turn.
I think I know what this is.
You think you do?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Is it who Taylor Swift is dating?
Yes. Okay. So I saw today. I'm going to give you what I saw today. Okay. I saw today that Travis Kelce, tight end for the Chiefs, gained 400,000 new followers on social media on Instagram. His jersey sales went up 400%. Your thoughts about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce?
Oh my God. I feel like every NFL player should date a singer. Because if he gains some Swifties, I love Taylor. You know that my entire childhood was obsessed with Taylor Swift.
Yes.
So I wish her nothing but the best. And if she's happy, but if he breaks up with her, he might die.
It's an album all about their breakup.
Hardcore.
I mean, it'll be. I mean, the Swifties will be all over him. I mean,
So he needs to act carefully.
Yes, I mean, if I'm telling you right now, if he breaks up with her, he needs to make sure that she paints it in a positive light. Because if the Swifties come after him, he's done. He is done. There aren't as many Chiefs fans as there are Swifties. So he could have a problem. But did you see yesterday?
You think football fans are crazy?
Listen.
Not even close.
No. I was at NRG when all the Taylor Swift concert thing was going down. I'd never seen anything like it. And we got back last night from Jacksonville after we beat Jacksonville. And it was Beyonce night. Beyonce had 2 shows on Saturday and Sunday, so she was doing a show. We arrived at NRG at like 9, I think 9, and she went on at 9:30. It was a madhouse, absolute madhouse. So, I mean, it would be fantastic if other NFL players, had the girlfriends that were singers or boyfriends or whatever. Who I'm not going to judge, but. Man, it's the crossover is interesting. And did you see her at the game yesterday? She was at his game at Arrowhead.
They were like walking together.
Yeah. Oh, I sent you that video, but she was up in the box cheering. He scored a touchdown. She went nuts. And then the quarterback said, well, I knew Taylor Swift was there, so I had to get him a touchdown. So we're going to get to him in just a second. Now, a few weeks ago, you tested me. It was movie test terms or, movie terms that I had, and you gave me a test on it. Movie term test. Well, today is your football term test. Now, mine is going to be a little bit shorter for you. It's only 5 questions. I could go a lot longer, but I'm going to give you 5 questions. Okay. Some are football terms. Some are just football questions. Okay. And we'll see how you do. So, number 1, there are 2 answers to this question. Okay? 2 answers. You have to give me one of them. In football, what is a safety?
You were a safety in college.
Explain.
You were you protect the ball. You protect the quarterback?
No.
You protect the field, your territory.
You're close. You're close. The 2 definitions for a safety. Number 1, if the offense is tackled in their own end zone, that counts for 2 points. That's a safety. The other one was, you're correct. I was a safety. A safety is like the last line of defense protecting his end zone.
Okay. So the
So
end zone.
that's why it's a safety. So there are 3 layers of defense. There's a defensive line, linebackers, defensive backs. And in the defensive backs, there's 2 positions, and one is safety.
Slow down.
I'm not telling you what the other one is because that's going to be one of the other questions. Okay.
No.
So you did okay with the first one. I give you a C+. Number 2.
Was that the easiest question?
No, I'm not really. I don't think. We'll see. Okay. Number 2. What is a first down? Or how do you get a first down?
The offense gets the ball a yard, like forward, close to the end zone.
More than 1 yard.
More than how many?
So 2. I'm asking you.
5.
How many fingers you got?
5. No, 10.
You're killing me. Okay. What is a first down? An offense has how many downs to get how many yards to get a first down?
10.
How many plays do they get?
Oh, how many plays do they get?
How many plays do you get to get 10 yards for a first down?
1, 2, 3, 5.
Why'd you skip 4?
Oh, is it 4?
Yeah. So an offense gets the ball at some point. The very first play of that is called it's the first down of that series. You get 4 plays to get 10 yards. Now, if you get a penalty, it just elongates it.
Uh-huh.
So you get 4 plays to get 10 yards. If you get 10 yards, that's considered getting a first down. You get another series of 4 plays. And you get 10 yards, you get 4 more plays. All the way till you get to the end zone.
But what if you don't get it in 4 plays?
Then you punt. What's a punt? Yeah. What's the difference in a punt and a kick?
The punts, the kick is when you kick it into the yellow thingy, and then which I don't know, the tee. And then a punt it's when they kick it, but they run, and so someone like from the other team catches it.
Okay, yeah, you're pretty close. I deciphered. Your action that you made with the punt is pretty accurate. A punt is a guy catches the ball and then he just kicks it out of his hand to the other team. So he's changing possession. A kick can be 2 things. Right. You can have a kick off where you kick off of a tee and you're kicking it to start the game, or you kick it after you score. Or you can kick between, as you said, the yellow thingy. You can kick an extra point or a field goal.
What's it called? The tee?
Goalpost.
Oh, it's just called the goalpost?
Yeah, you never heard that term, moving the goalpost?
It's kind of boring.
That's what Mom does when she argues with me. She moves the goalpost. That's just the term.
She's not going to be happy about that one.
Yeah, no. She's not going to hear that one, I don't think. Maybe she
Edit
is.
it out.
She's probably going to watch it. Okay, number 3. What is a center? Or what does the center do on every play?
Is he the guy that throws the ball like through his crotch to the quarterback?
Yes.
Yes, I got it right.
Yes. Yeah. It's called snapping the ball or hiking the ball in some cases. Yes, he throws the ball. Yes, he snaps the ball between his legs to the quarterback to initiate the play. So the position center, So it's like, blue 80, said hot. And then at some point,
wait, okay. Can I answer the question? Is there like a permanent saying, like the hut thing, like you just said? Or does
no, I mean, teams use different ways of communicating. Some make it simple, like down said hut. Some people will make it complicated. Some people, will do it with a clap. They'll clap, and then the center will snap it at that point. There are a lot of different ways to do it, but it initiated by the player That is called the center.
Okay.
Okay.
Does the center get to do anything else?
He blocks. He protects the quarterback. So he's part of the offensive line. So in the offensive line, you have 5 players. The center's in the middle, guards on the side, and 2 tackles. Those 5 will protect the quarterback, but they'll kind of back up to protect the quarterback. They'll also move forward to run block for the running back. So they'll give the ball to the running back, and those guys, have to go block and get in the way of everybody else. The defense is trying to get out of the way and go tackle the running back, or get out of the way and go tackle it and sack the quarterback. So very good. You got that one pretty well. Okay, number 4. This one's not a term. This team just played this weekend. What college team's mascot is the Fighting Irish?
The Fighting Irish.
Yes.
Oh.
Leprechaun is the mascot.
The Fighting Irish.
They just lost to Ohio State on Saturday night.
That was not helpful.
Sam Hartman is now their quarterback.
Oh my God. But he was from North Carolina.
He was at Wake Forest, but he transferred.
Oh my God.
The Hunchback of
Notre Dame.
Very good. There it is. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish. What? So, who texted you? Mom texted you because she can hear. Oh, all right. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So mom's cheating. You can't be looking if mom's trying to give the answers. Stop.
Oh
Mom, stop. All right. Yeah. Sam Hartman is the quarterback for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. So I thought you would like that team. Okay. Last one. We were talking about Travis Kelce. Hi, Ellie, baby.
Chiefs.
Ellie, baby, you want to talk to Maye? Okay. Who is the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Patrick Mahomes.
Whoa! How did you know that so quickly?
Because that's like common knowledge. We've talked about him.
Really? Okay. All right. Let's go to number 6. How many quarterbacks in the NFL can you name?
Oh my God.
Okay, you know what? Here's what we'll do.
Okay.
I'll give you a name and you tell me whether that guy is a quarterback in the NFL or not. You ready?
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Justin Verlander.
No.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Jalen Hurts.
No.
Incorrect. He is a quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's from your hometown, Houston. He's from just outside of Houston, Channelview.
That's cool.
Okay? All right, you ready? Jordan Spieth.
No.
Very good. Jordan Spieth is a professional golfer. Excellent.
Oh.
C.J. Stroud.
Yes.
Yes. Who's he quarterback for?
Texans.
All right, good. Very good. Stop it. Put the phone down. Stop cheating. Stop cheating.
I'll stop cheating.
Okay. Justin Herbert.
Herbert. No. Yes.
And who does he play for? Where do you reside?
He plays for the Rams.
Other one.
Chargers.
Justin Herbert. Chargers. Quarterback. Let's see. Trevor Immelman.
No.
Very good. Trevor Johnson.
Yes.
You're guessing now. No. Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
Yes. He has longer hair than you. Trevor Lawrence has longer hair than you.
Really?
Maybe not. No, yours is, and your hair's gotten longer.
We can braid each other's hair.
Yeah, you probably could. But he's married. I think he just got married. Okay. Justin Fields.
That's a fitting name for a football player.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Sure?
No.
See if mom's giving you the answer.
No, she's left me.
Justin Fields. Yes, you're correct. He is an NFL quarterback. Okay. Deshaun Watson.
I don't want to answer.
Okay, good answer. Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
Very good. Yes, he's actually playing on Monday night for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady.
Yes.
No.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Very good. Okay. Let me see. Oh, Damian Lillard.
Yes.
No. NBA player. A really good NBA player.
Yikes.
Nice try. Roger Townsend.
No.
No. I think he was in the Who. In the band The Who. Roger Townsend, I think.
Yeah, I was like, that name is not correct.
Oh, yeah, stop. Okay. Oh, one of my great friends, Mac Jones.
Yes.
Correct. My friend Mac Jones is not in the NFL, but there is a Mac Jones who quarterbacks for the New England Patriots.
Mac from high school?
Yeah.
I know.
He is not a quarterback in the NFL, but there is a Mac Jones in the NFL. Okay, last two. Let me see here. Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Are you confident in that?
Totally.
You're correct. Joe Burrow is a quarterback.
Knew it.
For the Cincinnati Bengals. Anthony Minshew.
Mm-mm.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You're correct. Anthony Richardson and Gardner Minshew are quarterbacks for the hated Indianapolis Colts. All right, you did very well. I'll give you a B-. That's pretty good. You at least went to class this time, so that's good. But you also cheated, so I had to take some off your paper and tell Mom that she is not allowed to cheat anymore. She's got to stop.
Okay.
All right. Cheers, baby girl. Love you.
Cheers.
Love you.
Mwah.
Bye. Those two are an absolute mess. An absolute mess in a good way, and I love them both. My wife, Paige, and my daughter, Maye Garner. But the cheating's got to stop. All right. It's been a fun show. Appreciate you guys for watching. Check out everything at footballtakeover.com. Everything on my YouTube page. I'll have some more. Put the film on, bro. I think I'm working on a Riley Leonard from Duke, PTFOB. Check that out. Like it, share it, subscribe, comment, whatever you guys got to do. But I appreciate you guys being here. We'll see you next time. And as always, good night.